WBA IBF featherweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.
Great atmosphere here at the MGM Grand, which among other big nights staged the Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield bite of the century night.
All right, gentlemen, we go to the rules in the dressing room. Desde la regla de camerino. I want a good, clean fight. Una pelea limpia. La truza aquí, un poquito alta, a little high here. Yours are okay. A little bit high too, but punches here are good. Give me a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Well, they're very excited about this one here, and you could have got a ticket for the equivalent of £28. That's a bit of value, and they sold out very quickly. The top two featherweights in the world meeting here. Pacquiao is regarded as the man after his win over Barrera, who, remember, had held victories over Morales and Nassim Hamed. But Marquez is so respected in the business. 42 wins out of 44 he's had. His only real blemish after losing on his pro debut against Freddie Norwood, another southpaw like Pacquiao in the red trunks here, the hero of the Philippines. Quick, wild sometimes, and very powerful as well.
I don't think the fact that Pacquiao is a southpaw will really have much bearing in this fight, because he's not the normal southpaw. He takes chances, he's untidy, he's reckless, so he doesn't make use of the southpaw stance. Pinned with good sharp punches, Marquez first off the mat.
Sometimes a bit leaky defensively, you know, Pacquiao, and caught there by a clever combination by Marquez early on. Marquez looked for his counter-punching in this fight, but he has to stay the pace with Pacquiao. He can't be outworked. He might not be able to be too picky with his shots. He sometimes can be a little bit over-thoughtful. And I know they've worked on that. He looks really up for this, and his preparations, which he says are his biggest strengths as a fighter, prepares so meticulously for every fight. He'll have thought this through and through and through, and worked on a strategy to beat Pacquiao.
We have to remember that Pacquiao faces a coup. Oh, he's got him over.
With the left hand, there's that power again. Marquez down in the first round. Mandatory 8 count. He was down a couple of times against Freddie Norwood when he lost to him. But other than that, you'd struggle to find a knockdown on Marquez's record. But Pacquiao does hit hard. He might be an ex-flyweight, and he's done it again. Oh, and the place is in uproar. There is no 3 knockdown rule in effect. So if there is another knockdown, that would not signal the end of the fight necessarily. Although Marquez is in big trouble, because at the moment he just can't cope with the power of this Filipino. And there's another knockdown. 3 in the opening round. And Marquez, I don't think he's going to get up from this one, is he?
Well, Marquez hasn't coped, Ian. He's fighting back when he should be covering up. He's committing boxing suicide here.
Can he get through this first round? This is amazing stuff. There's another left hand. It was no fluke, was it? The win over Barrera. He's getting his head back together again, Marquez, but his confidence may be shot to pieces by what's happened early on here, as he's nailed by another left hand.
But he's still fighting back when he should be covering up, surviving till he hears the bell. Lucky to get through that round.
Unbelievable. It really was. You just can't credit that this is only the second time that Manny Pacquiao has fought at this weight. He's floored Barrera twice and stopped him. He's put Marquez on the floor 3 times in the opening round.
And it looked as though the first punch caught a little bit high. Didn't really even seem to be the chin. Maybe we'll see it in replay here. But it just shows the power. Not actually, it landed lower than I thought, but you can see the power. One punch turns the whole thing around. Just when things seem to be as though Marquez had settled first, he was boxing well, pinning him with the shots. One punch turns the whole thing round.
Well,
use your fence.
Former flyweight champion. Then he moved up 3 weights to super bantamweight. Now at featherweight. Boxing needs big stars. You're watching one. Manny Pacquiao. And they will be delirious in the Philippines over this. Can Marquez possibly come back? He's struggling with that southpaw stance. Good right uppercut back from Marquez, who hits plenty hard enough himself. He's knocked out 34 along the way.
If Marquez's head hasn't cleared, then his balance won't be right, so there'll be no snap on his shots. Has to tighten his defences, maybe even get through this round before his head clears.
It might only be a matter of time before he pays another visit to the canvas against this explosive man from the Far East. What he did to Barrera was sensational. He's carrying on in the same vein here. Oh, another big left hand. I think in the first round that one would have had Marquez down again. Maybe he's getting used to the weight of the shots a little. Maybe. Good left hook back from him. It's not difficult to catch Pacquiao. Many times in his career, a few times anyway, he's had to get off the floor to win himself.
But Marquez should be concentrating and making this fellow miss, then pin him. He's taking the shots, he's trading with him, and he doesn't have the power.
The danger for Pacquiao is that he just gets a little too reckless and careless. Marquez, who had big wins over Manuel Medina, who he stopped in 7, and over a very unwilling and reluctant Derek Smoke Gaynor. That was a technical decision officially, but basically Gaynor just didn't want to fight that night.
I don't know if the first round disaster was just a case of Marquez being caught cold. Maybe once he wants to the task, he'll take these punches better. But what a disastrous first round it was.
But he stayed upright so far in the second. Throws so much leather, Pacquiao. Even the jabs look hurtful. Bit of blood around by the nose as well of Juan Manuel Marquez, the fighter who was, well, it seemed to be avoided by Prince Nassim Hamed. He was the WBO's #1 for quite a while. They never did get to meet when Hamed was the champion. Another left hand from Pacquiao. He keeps ramming in these straight lefts into the head of Marquez.
Power.
Somehow he came back from being floored 3 times in the first round to win.
Well, he's come off the floor before, but obviously never 3 times in the 1 round.
Didn't Archie Moore do something similar against Yvonne Durrell? I think he might have only been down twice in the opening round. Not sure. My memory fails me a little bit on that. But certainly Archie Moore was down and looking beaten in the opening round and came back to win the fight against the Canadian Durrell. Pacquiao in the red trunks. The man who's exploded into this featherweight division over the last year. Blood on the shorts of Marquez, which has come from his nose.
And Marquez is going to have to gain Pacquiao's respect. He's going to have to get some solid punches home, try to discourage him a little bit, but we haven't seen any signs of that yet.
He's an extrovert character as well, Pacquiao. Apparently they all stop in the wild card gym, Freddie Roach's gym in Hollywood, every time this guy spars. That was a good body shot from Marquez. Might have been on the low side, in fact it was.
Marquez timing his counters a little bit better now.
But he throws these slashing, fast punches from unexpected angles out of the southpaw style as well, Pacquiao, which makes it very, very difficult
He's using good head movement as well, Pacquiao, as he comes in. I think that's the Freddie Roach influence on him.
Yeah, I think they worked on making the pressure educated. In fact, Freddie Roach was saying in the build-up to this fight, he thought it might be a thinking kind of fight. Some hope, eh? 3 knocked out in the opening round.
Well, I wonder what it was he was thinking about then. But Marquez definitely a lot more success in this round, getting his boxing together a little bit more.
Just starting to get into it a little bit, Marquez. He can't claw his way back, can he? Maybe bit by bit, the brilliant boxing brain of Marquez is just starting to get to grips with the many problems confronting him in this fight.
Well, Pacquiao trying to wind up big single shots, but they're not coming. Quiet round by his own standards.
There's a good left hand back there from Marquez in that exchange. Here's the 4th round for the WBA and IBF versions of the World Featherweight Championship. This is the real thing, all right. Is Marquez clawing his way back? The Mexican in the white trunks trying to avenge the defeat of his mate Pereira. They're pretty friendly, those two, apparently.
Well, Marquez looks a bit more solid, his legs look stronger now, his head's cleared, so he looks back to square one again. It's obviously if you're in the best of shape, you throw the effects of the punches, but the 3rd knockdown of the 1st round, I thought it was all over.
Yeah, it looked like it, because Marquez, his head sank back down almost as if he'd accepted his fate, and then he kind of thought better of it and clambered to his feet.
Well, he's putting full power into his shots, Marquez. He realises this fellow has to be discouraged. Little flicks with the jabs won't do the job here.
Marquez is probably the better technician, certainly more economic. A thinking fighter, hugely respected in the trade. Many experts swear by his talents. He'll need everything he's got to get the victory here.
Well, still boxing well, Marquez, but we know, we found out already, one punch could turn all round with this fellow.
Another low one from Marquez. Pacquiao complained about that, but Marquez is so much more accurate than Pacquiao now. And he's not throwing so much, Manny Pacquiao. Does he know enough technically, or is he going to have to rely on the speed and power?
Well, credit to Marquez, he hasn't looked to hide since he's recovered from the knockdowns. He's gone back about his business as he normally does, trying to get control here.
He's winning this round, I think. He is for me anyway. Half a minute left in it.
Much more accurate so far in this round.
Maybe Pacquiao was thinking after that opening session it was only a matter of time, and now he's had to readjust himself back to the original strategy, possibly. Get his head around that again. Look at Marquez there with a clever counter-punching. Starting to believe a little bit more in this. Starting to live with the power as well at the moment anyway. And that, for me, is a Marquez round. Make no mistake, this would be one of the great wins in featherweight history if Marquez can come back. Red trunks, remember. Manny Pacquiao, regarded as the world's #1 featherweight. Marquez is the #2. Britain's Scott Harrison holds the WBO version of the title, and were defended in mid-June against William Adelyan. That fight has been postponed a few weeks because of a Harrison injury. Injin Chi, who beat Michael Brody, is the WBC's champion.
Pacquiao struggling a little bit with his technique here. He's just a little bit too crude for a smart boxer like Marquez. He sees the moves and the punches coming. I think he's going to have to raise the tempo and let some leather fly.
Some of the fizz has gone out of Pacquiao, surprisingly. He may be just thinking about it too much. Maybe he's just better. That's a low blow this time from Marquez. Now that's the 3rd time he's gone low, Marquez. He might be close to a point deduction, Jim, for that.
Well, after a 10-7, at least first round, you don't want to be dropping points as well. I mean, this is an uphill battle he has already, so he wants to be more accurate with those body shots.
But just for the moment, there's a suspicion that Pacquiao is getting outboxed by Marquez. Maybe he can, bit by bit, claw things back a little.
We mustn't forget the power Marquez has as well, and there goes the right hand.
Twice over as well. And Pacquiao then has to showboat to the crowd as if to say, no, I'm not hurt by that. I think this fighter's best when he's not thinking about it, when he's just being the jack-in-the-box wild man, Manny Pacquiao.
Well, Pacquiao's landed a couple of good solid left hands there, which Marquez has taken well. So maybe he has warmed to the task. Maybe the knockdowns in the first round, he was simply caught cold.
I think this Pacquiao is certainly the biggest featherweight puncher we've seen since Prince Nassim Hamed was around. But at the moment, Pacquiao just looks a little outthought. That's great stuff from Marquez. And in response, Pacquiao wild and a bit erratic.
Yep, definitely fully controlled it. And he's boxing now, Marquez. Quite happy, the chin down, the defences are up. He's boxing well, and Pacquiao seems to have run out of ideas at the moment.
Looks to be a little damage developing around the right eye of Pacquiao too. He's getting a bit desperate, and Marquez is nicking the rounds. The famous thriller in Manila, in his home country of the Philippines. A wondrous 3rd fight between Ali and Frazier, of course. If you've never seen that and you're a new boxing fan, make sure you get a copy from somewhere. Now, what can Pacquiao do about this? Because this fascinating fight has just been turned on its head for the moment.
I think Pacquiao has to start taking some more chances, just be a little bit more reckless. I think he's trying to outbox a master boxer, and it's not working. Yep,
he's playing Marquez's game, isn't he? While he's trying to do that.
But he always has been crude. If you fight his style of fight, then you're in serious trouble. But Marquez, he's cool, he's controlled, really boxing well, stiff punching as well.
Don't think he can believe his luck at the moment in there, you know. Juan Manuel Marquez. He was expecting that Pacquiao would be rushing at him and throwing leather from all angles, and the right hand really has Pacquiao in some trouble. He had to cover up, he took it well enough. There's damage by his right eye developing too. Great right hand from Marquez.
I tell you, I think another clean follow-up punch would have put Pacquiao over there. That one shook him.
He's in some trouble at the moment, you know, Pacquiao, I think, in this fight. Of course, he's always got the equaliser.
But he did land the left hand a couple of times in the 5th round, and it didn't shake Marquez.
Yeah, maybe he was caught by surprise by the power of that punching in the first round, but has kind of got used to it as it's gone on. Could that happen, Jim?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, once the adrenaline flows and the body temperature goes up, you take punches more. You don't even feel pain the way you do in the first round. So getting caught cold, I mean, it's not a fallacy. It does happen. And I reckon he's been caught with his good shots since then and taken them well. And the main point is he's coming back with better now.
Last 20 seconds here of the 6th. Who'd have thought it would have gone this far when Marquez was lying flat on his back on the canvas for the 3rd time in round 1. This is another Marquez round.
Power.
6-year-old son, Marquez, been boxing since he was 12. His dad was a pro as well and trained him as an amateur. His brother Rafael is the IBF bantamweight champion. It's in the family, all right.
That was the good right hand just in the early parts of the round. Again, the quality, solid shots coming from the champion. And unbelievably, I have them dead level at this point. I did not think I would be saying that.
It's like 10-7 in the first, 10-9 the next one, and then everything to Marquez since.
Yes.
Snap. 7th round. Red trunks, Manny Pacquiao, the man who destroyed Marco Antonio Barrera, who was previously regarded as the world's top featherweight. There was a school of thought around that it wasn't the real Barrera that night, that he was distracted by the stories that he'd been boxing with a metal plate in his head and the forest fires that had driven him out of his training camp, that kind of thing. But it didn't look much like a fluke to me, the way Pacquiao did it that night.
You have to remember that Marquez is a full-blown featherweight, though. Has the strength of a feather and has the power just to keep Pacquiao under check now and again. He's shaken Pacquiao a couple of times.
Pacquiao did get there with a left hand. He's just got a little nick by the right eye, the Filipino, who was received by the president, Gloria Arroyo, after his win over Barrera. Completely different fight now, this. But maybe Pacquiao can come back with some answers.
He looks in good enough shape, Pacquiao. He's not blowing, but he just doesn't have the technique. Can't break the rhythm of Marquez. Can't get close enough to land the big left hand again.
It's almost like he's negated that weapon, Marquez. Fighting on the back foot, looking for counters, and he's very clever at doing that as well. Yeah, he was looking for it, couldn't land it, Pacquiao. 2 good body punches on the inside from Marquez.
See, Marquez is now able to take Pacquiao's punches and come back with his own.
This is a bit better, though, from Pacquiao in this round.
Yeah,
just a bit more success from Jim,
he's raised the pace now, raised the tempo a little bit, trying to take charge a bit more, but still not really landing cleanly.
Talk about coming back from the brink. You're seeing it here with Marquez.
See, he's developed into Marquez's kind of fight. It's not the hot action we expected from Pacquiao. So when technique and talent are what's required, then he has to be the favourite, Marquez.
Oh, he did get in with another good left hand there, Pacquiao. That was his best round for a while. Whether he did enough to win the round is another matter. That was a close round.
Yeah, but actually, I scored it all square. It was the best we've seen Pacquiao since the second round, but not enough to win it.
I'll tell you something, the judges won't have scored it level. They never score a level round here. You look at the cards, they never score a level round, but hey, we can do it, can't we?
But still, the man with the talent, the technique, still Marquez. So Pacquiao trying to bring the power into play, got a lot closer to Marquez in that round, took some more chances, which he has to do, has to raise the tempo. You cannot let a smooth boxer control the pace of a fight. Marquez has had a series of good wins over people like Agapito, Sanchez, Alfred Cote, Manuel Medina, Juan Cabrera, Enrique Jupiter, Daniel Jimenez, fighters like that, and Derek Gainer, of course. It's been a fine career. It's hard to believe he only had 33 amateur bouts, Marquez, looking at how complete his technique is. Marquez was very hurt, Jim, before this fight, that everybody made Pacquiao such a hot favourite. I think he's nearly a 2-to-1 on favourite with the bookmakers, not quite that, about 5-9, with Marquez 8-5 against. That was the betting line not long before they went into the ring here in Vegas. So how does this fight unfold now, I wonder? Just go through a little quiet spell at the moment. They're both trying to solve each other out, maybe think up something a little bit different. Watch the clash of heads that time. He's trying to be a bit cuter, Pacquiao. But I don't think that's his game. The big success came when he just threw caution to the wind and took control of things. I think he has to go back to that approach. I don't see him outboxing Marquez. But I know they worked on the gym in trying to make it educated pressure because they were so worried about Marquez's brilliant counter-punching. See, I think that is the big difference compared to the Barrera fight. He was able to come through what Barrera had, but Marquez punches that little bit stronger, a full-blown featherweight. Sets himself for the shots. He took Manuel Medina apart, and after that Medina went to Scotland and beat Scott Harrison, although of course Harrison won the return handsomely enough. Stiff right hand from Marquez seemed to just trouble Pacquiao, loses his balance then. Still wants to tell the crowd he's not hurt, but I think Marquez looks at that and says, well, it's registered, doesn't it? See, punches not having the same effect. The ones that do get through, Marquez now taking them well, one to the task. It's a terrific fight, this, between the top two 9-stone fighters in the world.
You be the boss out there, son, okay? Control mo na yung laban, Brad. Huwag ka ng kumpiyansa, ha?
Not too bad, that little nick by the right eye of Pacquiao. If indeed there is one, it might have been a bit of a trick of the light, to be honest with you.
But I tell you, Ian, Freddie Roach doesn't sound all that happy. He knows Pacquiao has to come up with something else.
Very cool. He's the man of the moment among the trainers, isn't he? Freddie Roach, voted the trainer of the year by the American boxing writers. Good bloke as well. So this is the 9th round. Goes 12, of course. Don't let him back you up, said Freddie Roach to Pacquiao. had the mood of a man who was finding it a bit hard, didn't he? Sitting there in the corner, Pacquiao.
Yeah, well, he's really running out of ideas. He's tried to be cute, he's tried to be cagey. He's had massive success in the first round, but has never been able to repeat anything like it, even come close to it. He's trying to outbox a boxer, which is not his own natural style. I don't know if they've been trying to change him in the gymnasium. I'd be surprised if that was the case with Freddie Roach. But he's standing off. Really, he should be trying to control the pace here. Really throw himself at Marquez.
I think it's been a bit difficult for him psychologically here, because he must have thought he had the fight won in that first round, and then he's had to kind of go back to the drawing board and try and win it all over again.
But surely he would much rather be the man scoring 3 knockdowns than having to cope with taking the 3 knockdowns. Marquez has actually responded better than Pacquiao.
Let's get there with one left hand, but at the moment Marquez looks comfortable. He's boxing cleverly. He's negating a lot of what Pacquiao can do. And Pacquiao, to be honest with you, is making it quite easy for him. Just can't get that left hand on again, can he now, Pacquiao?
But he's still trying to turn around with one punch. He's been caught, he's been outboxed. At the moment, Marquez is the master.
This is a Marquez round, isn't it, Jim?
Yep, the clean shots again, a little bit of imagination, the tight defence. Pacquiao is just so obvious what he has in mind here.
Does get there with the left hand, but Marquez looks increasingly confident in these exchanges. He's just that much more precise. And he's a strong featherweight. There's another right hand. He catches a rather erratic and wild Pacquiao off balance with jolting punches. Marquez is inside of something quite extraordinary here.
Sigue boxeando con clase, ganándole el round. Voy. Vámonos. Que no te metas.
Three rounds left between the number 1 and 2 featherweights in the world. The red trunks of Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez, down 3 times in round 1, but on the scorecards of both Jim and I, ahead at this moment.
I have Marquez 2 points up at the moment, 86 points to 84.
I've got it by 1 to Marquez. So something similar. It's starting to look as if this will go to the judges as well, unless, of course, Pacquiao can explode a bit more dynamite from somewhere.
I mean, at times Pacquiao actually looks novice-like, the way he heads forward with his head low, his hands down, just hoping for that one lucky punch.
Here's a bit of intelligence. Freddie Roach told me once that in the gym, a man who always gets the better of Pacquiao, well, not always, but sometimes, is this up-and-comer Bernard Dunn.
Yeah, well,
so watch him.
Well, in sparring, obviously, Pacquiao wouldn't be going full blast, but he's really run out of ideas here tonight. He's allowed Marquez into the driving seat. Marquez is quite happy to leave things as they are, just keep punch-picking the power shots when he gets the chance. Boxing beautifully. First success for Pacquiao for some time.
Crowd on the edge of their seats as Pacquiao rams in a couple of those left hands again. But that's becoming, I think, his only hope now, that he can somehow knock out Marquez, because all the time it's a battle of skills. Marquez looks the boss.
I think he's a little bit shaken at the moment, Marquez, coming back now But I think a couple of those left hands actually shook him up a little bit.
Crowd want more of that from Pacquiao. Of course, the American boxing press got all excited about Ricardo Mayorga when he broke through at welterweight, but he was exposed quite quickly after that. I wonder if the same thing's going to happen here to Pacquiao at featherweight. And how have the judges got this? Left hook was a good one from Marquez over on the far side. Blood from his nose as he goes back to the corner. It's quite a battle, this.
Juanito es el 11. Estás
Bert Clements, Guy Jutras and John Stewart are the three judges for this. 2 rounds left. This could still be up for grabs in what happens in the last 6 minutes. I think but for those 3 knockdowns in the first round, Marquez would probably have a handy lead now.
Well, I still have him 2 points up at the moment. So if he gets this round in the bank, then obviously Pacquiao would need the knockout. Still taking too long to get the shots off Pacquiao, trying to do it smart when really it should just be raising the tempo, trying to get control of things. Lovely uppercut.
And again, forced to miss Pacquiao and caught by the much more precise punching of Marquez, and it's hurtful looking punching as well.
See, that is the big difference over this half of the fight. Marquez can take Pacquiao's shots and come back with counters.
It's a decent right hand that time from Pacquiao. But he's just been made to look a bit of a wild man in this fight. The consummate pro, Juan Manuel Marquez. And if he does win this, there's no doubt about it, it will be his greatest ever win, and one of the greatest ever wins too in the history of the featherweight division.
Well, certainly the greatest turnaround, that's for sure. Marquez's jab has worked so well. It's taken away the southpaw advantage that Pacquiao may have had.
Busier, more precise. Pacquiao quite comprehensively outboxed in this round. I said some of the rounds have been close, not this one. Marquez by a mile in the 11th. Superb display this from the Mexican. He's got that one.
una victoria que parecía increíble, güey.
It's hard to credit, isn't it? But for Jim Watt and I, Marquez is just opening up a little gap going into the last round, Jim. What's your scorecard saying?
I have him 3 points up going into the last round. 106 to 103.
Here's the last round. Touch gloves, says referee Joe Cortez. At the end of what's been an extraordinary fight here. for what is effectively the World Featherweight Championship.
Well, Marquez looking as though he wants to come out blazing in the last. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Maybe he still feels he has work to do to claw back the damage done in round one. And who knows, he might well have to do that. We don't know what the scorecards are saying, which of course is one of the beauties of boxing.
Well, we don't know what Marquez's corner were saying, but they seem far happier than Freddie Roach, that's for sure. I think Freddie really feels this fight is slipping away from Pacquiao.
Give all the credit in the world for Marquez, for the way that he's adapted and come through the most acute crisis to re-establish himself in this fight. Needs to get that left hand going again to shake up Marquez. Can he finish the way he started, Pacquiao?
Well, on my card, he needs a couple of knockdowns to turn it back around the other way again. No signs of that at the moment.
Chance of Manny's. A lot of support for Pacquiao around the arena. Of course, he's based in Los Angeles when he's training, which is only an hour's flight away from Vegas. Well, what do you like, the brains of Marquez or the brawn of Pacquiao?
Well, this is a good run for Pacquiao so far. But all he's doing at the moment is tightening things up on my scorecard, not winning him the title, or titles.
Yep, WBA and IBF titles held by Marquez at the moment. On the line here, remember. Last half a minute of this remarkable fight. Crowd are loving it. They've seen something of a spectacular and a heck of a story developing, maybe. Pacquiao does get there with a jolting left hand. This time Marquez takes it. They both claim the victory predictably at the end of an enthralling 12 rounds.